Hey guys, welcome back to UCAS Outdoors. And today we got some lures, just for some smallmouths, little tiny pearl, baby rage, minuses. I got some Morning Dawn Sticko with a fluke tail. I got the Ned Bomb, and then the Quiver Shot, the bigger version of the Ned Bomb. That's the lures I got. And those are probably going to be the lures of the week. We're going to start a new thing. We're going to have lures of the week. Alright? And it might be 1, it might be 5. But that's what we're going to start. Now, every single video is to talk about the lure of the week. And this week's lure of the week is probably going to be the Rage Baby Menace. And the reason why is the lure of the week is I had a lot of good fishing experience with this one particular lure as either a Ned rig. Sorry, I had to move my chair. A Ned rig, a trailer on a jig, or on a like a flipping jig, or on a whatchamacallit, my spinnerbait. There we go. I figured it out. I'm not dumb. I'm just slow in thinking, but. Anyway, the reason why we're doing this is we need more content, and it's snowing. We got 3 inches of snow outside. No, we got 3 inches of ice, and then 6 or 8 inches of snow on top of that. So, for those of you who don't know what Kentucky's weather like in the winter is, it's crap. One winter will have like 50-some degrees winter. It feels like Florida. The other winter is like Illinois. It's cold and it's crappy outside, which is what this winter is. Last winter was good. It was actually warm. You could go bass fishing in December and it would still be 50-some degrees outside. This year, it's been like 30 and 20 with a high of 40. But anyway, let's start with the stories. So, the reason why this lure is like the lure of the week is simply because I'd throw it on just about any like jig or any spinnerbait that I got. I don't know why. I just got it. Makes a good bluegill presentation. I mean, or a shad. The back, you turn it sideways and the tail's flick like this. You got that odd action. Looks like a tail fin going in the water. Anyway, see, I think the first story of me with this lure, I was at a pond. And I was like, I'm just going to go screw around for a second and see. I got through my tackle box. I had this big, I had a spinnerbait. I ain't kidding, it was every bit of this big. It was a ½ ounce. I got that big spinnerbait, and I got a regular size Rage Menace, and I put it on the back of it. Like, I ain't going to catch anything. Biggest fish in here is probably about 20-inch catfish. Well, I threw that lure out. I'm reeling it in slowly. Next thing I know, I catch a 15 or 16-inch, about 2-3 pound bass out of that pond. I throw it again. Then I catch a little tiny bass, and then I keep on throwing it, and finally I lose that lure. And that's probably the first real time I started using the minutes as a trailer, besides throwing it on the little tiny finesse jig. But anyway, I realized, oh, this might be a good swim bait trailer, or a swim jig trailer instead of a swim bait. And it was. So I'd take the swim bait off, put the minutes on, and I have myself a pretty compact swim jig. And we were over at a little tiny pay lake. We're fishing. I see the bank. I cast. Now I'm about, I think, 10, 20 foot off the bank. I let it go down to about 5, maybe 6 foot. Started slowly reeling it back in. Next thing I know, I feel my line, and I see it dart off this way, and I yank, and I hook set the fish. Start reeling, and it gets off. And it felt like a big 5-pound bass. So I do that again. Start reeling, same thing happens. Hook into the fish, it takes off. Way down yonder. I don't know where it went this time. It just looked like a motorcycle in the water. Gone. Gone. Anyhow, okay, I gotta catch this fish. I cast one more time. Start. Now this time I was being stupid and I somehow managed to hit the jig on the water just right, flip it over into a rock and get it hung up, and I lost it. Then, coming about 2 weeks later, I go over and I bought a brand new black and blue swim jig and some brand new black and blue Rage Menaces. Same lake, didn't have no luck. And I was like, okay, this ain't working. It's like October, I think, and October's here. It's hot. October and September's 90. Then November is 50. And then December usually is 50. Then it's January, that's 30 and 40. But anyhow, it was hot. Alright, this ain't working. Which brings me into my next lure. Now, I don't have them in here, but it's very similar to these. It's the, instead of being this brand and being a soft plastic, they're the Elagstech, so they actually, I can pull them out, they won't break. But anyhow, these right here is what I was using something similar to this. It was a PB&J, the color, and it was a Hula Sticks, I believe, from Z-Man. The big 4-inch ones, or whatever they're called. I'm not remembering what they're called, but anyhow, what they're called ain't important. But I was using them on a drop shot, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to try it. I'd cast up 1, 2, oh, right there, fish. Oh, this might work. Cast again, 1, 2, oh, fish. And I kept on doing that, like, the entire night. I was either hooking into a good bass, or I was hooking into one and then getting off. And then we were fishing about all night long till finally, it was dark by the time we got off of the lake, and it was fun, but it was really, really dark. And we couldn't see it, but there's a big bass out in the middle of the lake jumping about 20 foot in the air, and sounded like somebody was taking a rock and throwing it in the water, because we would see where the riffles were, and we went over there, we threw some top water. Anyhow, nothing. It was just gone. This fish was just not there. So we decided, okay, fishing might have turned down for the night. Let's fish our way back to the dock. And here I am with the same drop shot. I hear something up in the brush. I'm looking, and I see the reeds, because we had a light out inside the boat. But I see, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, not the reeds, but hydrilla, whatever it is, on the side of the water. I see them move, and I hear a splash. I take that drop shot, and I barely flip it over into that area, and I pull out a little tiny bass about this big. It was probably about good 11 inches. Not a keeper, but it was close enough. Sadly, we took it, threw it back in the water, and that was the last fish we caught. And that's why these are the lure of the day. Not this exactly, but close enough. And honestly, these work too for jerk baits. In fact, I caught a lot of fish jerking these before, instead of using a fluke, because I ran out of them. But that's probably going to be, the reasons why these two are lures of the day or week. Or is it lures of the day or lures of the week? I think it should be lures of the week, because I'm going to do this weekly. But anyhow, oh, I got a really good tip for y'all. If y'all ever find your favorite lure ever, and you don't want it to go like say a favorite jig or a favorite spinnerbait or something of that sorts, don't go to Cabela's. Go to Sportsman's, because I had a high dollar tungsten jig from Cabela's lost it, went to Cabela's a week later, and they don't even carry it anymore. Go to Sportsman's, they have about 5 or 6 aisles of or 5 or 6 rows of that same jig. So I go ahead and I buy about 5 or 6 of them. So, more of this story is, don't shop at Cabela's, please, for your favorite lure. Go to Sportsman's. But if you want to get a lot of, say, like, high dollar brands, I know that's Sportsman's too. You know, I might get demonetized because I'm beating up Cabela's. I mean, but Cabela's does have more camouflage. So if you're real big into hunting, just remember, if you want some good deals on camouflage, go over to Cabela's. But if you want more deals on ammo and fishing lures, Sportsman's got your back. I mean, I don't know what it is. Sportsman's, I mean, where we go to, we went to the big shopping center in Lexington, which is a long ways from where we live at. But the Sportsman's there is pretty good. I mean, not now since everybody's been buying up ammo and stuff, but used to, they would have, they literally had about, I don't know, about a 10-foot tall rack full from one end to the other of like shotgun shells, AR ammo, stuff like that, you know, just there, you know, 308, which is a very popular hunting round, which, by the way, they don't sell there at all because they're out, but anyway, if you want good deals on, like, and by the way, I'm not sponsored, but if you just want better deals in general, go to Sportsman's with, like, you know, hunting and fishing equipment. But if you just want more, like, of the clothing aspect, go to Cabela's. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you get notified when I make these videos. And I'll see you all later.